Now that I have all of my thrifted jewelry organized by color, I decided that I want to make today a gold medal necklace. And this necklace is the first one that catches my eye. Speaking of eye, I do believe that's an eye. I did not plan that pun, but that does look like an eye. I think that's going to be one that I take apart. I know it's gorgeous like it is, but it's not my style. And this necklace here has some glass tube beads. It's a maybe. What else do we have in here? This is kind of cool. These discs with holes at each end. I'll show them to you a little bit closer, but I'm going through my gold stash here. Not real gold, of course. Oop, that one's falling out of the bag. That's actually kind of cool. That's pretty neat. I don't know. It's a maybe. I'll leave it in here for now. But I've got some various charms. I got this beautiful pendant here with a purple stone. I know it's not showing up real well for you right now, but, you know, I'll show you in just a minute. These are basic round beads. Not so sure about that. I've got some gold. Some little round beads. Some vintage beads. Again, I'll pull them out of the bag and show them to you. And a cool starburst. Oh my gosh, there's so many things in here that I could work with. And I'm so excited about my new organization, even though I'll be showing my hauls to you differently because I'll be showing them to you as I pull them out. Well, still, in the long run, it's going to be better for me because it will make it faster for me to get to the jewelry. All right, let's take a closer look at this. I did pay $4 for this Coventry necklace. Coventry? You know, Sarah Coventry, some of it might have a little bit of value, some of it not so much. I can see I need to take my polishing cloth to it just a little bit. It's kind of so-so on eBay for resale. I'm wondering if I have any parts missing. I'm looking here to see if it looks like anything's missing. I don't see anything. It's absolutely gorgeous. But when I look at this, other than seeing the eye of each component, to me it looks like Art Deco. And it's definitely a statement necklace, but not one that I would wear. But maybe I would wear one of these as a pendant, you know, just saying. Paid $1 for this necklace. It's vintage. It's Napier, so maybe I should look that up. Otherwise, it's on wire. For now, I'll set it aside. And then I have some little round metal beads. These are also connected by wire. And there's no clasp, just beads. And I do love a contemporary look. And that's what I think of when I see this necklace with all these hammered metal textured discs. It's pretty cool. You can see it has a larger one here. Who made this one? It has a C. Anyone know what the C stands for? It doesn't look like Claiborne. That would be LC for Liz Claiborne. So I'm not sure, but I do like the components in here. I've always liked geometric shapes. This necklace, beautiful pendant with a purple rhinestone, has a nice clasp. It says it's steel, but no branding up here, but it's pretty. And this one, I thought it might be on stretch elastic, but it's not. It's got a ring clasp. These are glass tube beads with a gold tone lining, and then they're separated by little round beads. And then it has this bead, the larger one. The pendant here, if I didn't tell you exactly what I paid for it, well, most of my necklaces are anywhere from $1 to $3. I didn't notice this when I bought it. It has a stone missing here. Well, that's too bad, because I really do like the pendant. It's got a little star here. I guess you could call these bar connectors. They're connected on each end, and I think the loop, the wire or the fine chain is going through it. That could be fun to take apart. And it has a V. Is that for Vicky? Does that mean I'm supposed to keep it just like it is? You think? It might be for Victoria's Secret. I'm not really sure. But that's really too bad that that little rhinestone is missing. Might have others missing too that I just can't see right now. All right, so I think, oh, one more. Thought I was done. I just grabbed a few of them out of my organizer. What do we have here? Well, that's kind of pretty, just like it is. It has a tiny toggle clasp, and then it has linked pearls and little rhinestone rondelles with very, very fine chain. And look at this cute little pendant. All of these necklaces are absolutely beautiful, just like they are. But I'm still thinking about upcycling some of these. You can see the different shades of gold. It varies. And I'm okay with that. I think we could have a lot of fun with these. If you're new to the channel, I'm Vicki. And if you're coming back, thank you for that too. I love to upcycle vintage to modern fashion jewelry. I also work with new beads and components. And jewelry making inspiration is my goal. Let's get started. I'm checking eBay about this Sarah Coventry necklace. One sold for $19.99. It was on auction, and someone has one listed for $40. That doesn't mean it's going to sell for $40. It's more likely going to sell for about $20. So do I take it apart or do I keep it as is? I'm going to take it apart. And this Napier necklace, someone has it listed on eBay for $48. But some of these are also longer. This one's longer and it's $38. Let's take a look at solds. None sold. So am I going to take it apart? Probably. This necklace with the letter C, someone on eBay has it for $18, but none sold. Did you know that Amway had jewelry? Yes, I found a little tag on here that says Amway right here. It's not crazy. I never knew. Someone has it listed for under $10. One thing to keep in mind when you're upcycling metal components is you want to keep in mind the shade of gold. As I lay these side by side again, take another look, you can see all the different variations. You know, some are more brass looking, some have a softer shade. Definitely this one goes with this. That one goes with those. This is a brighter shade. So these three go together better. And I'd say that all of these would be fine together. And then this one falls somewhere in between. How's that? So the takeaway is separate the jewelry that you're going to upcycle and think about the various shades and tones of gold. I'm going to set these aside, this one aside, and start with these. And I really would like to see one of these be a pendant. I'm going to take a few minutes here, get the tags off, and give everything a good damp wipe and polish. For my bead stash, I pulled out some other types of chain in case I need some. Again, I got to keep in mind the different shades of gold. And there's one more thing we need to separate here. We need to think about what can be linked together versus what needs to be strung on beading wire. Obviously, this has no links in it, so let's set that aside. Obviously, this one has to be strung. Set that aside. So that brings me down to these two necklaces. I do have some chain here, but as I was looking at it really close, I don't know if you can tell, but this is plated and it looks pretty good to about there. And then it's completely worn off and you can see the silver tone metal underneath. So this chain is not usable. So let's go ahead and just take that off. I've got two flat nose pliers. I'm just going to open up the jump ring here and remove the chain. Oh, do I have a solder jump ring? No, I just have a stiff jump ring. It's too bad that this chain is unusable, but better to find out now. You know, you always got to take a close look at everything. As far as the clasp, it's even worn down to just the silver tone. So none of this is in good condition. So it's going in the trash. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and take this chain off. And I will save the jump rings. I might be able to reuse this chain. I am going to take the Sarah Coventry tag off. I wonder if there's a buyer for that tag on eBay. You never know. There's a buyer for everything on eBay. And if you don't know, our eBay store is Avante Avenue. I just saw that this ring clasp is fairly worn, so Probably will be replacing that. I'm not really fond of ring clasp anyway. So how can I take these two necklaces and turn them into something new? As I told you, this is way too much for me. Just way, way, way too much. But I can see using at least one of these as a pendant. And I'm thinking the very bottom one. So that means I need to take apart 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jump rings. 5 jump rings here. And I'll speed this up. I am going to be using my chain nose pliers along with flat nose to open the jump rings. I like this because it's tapered. Just have to find the cut in each jump ring. You can hold one side stationary or push forward and pull back. Ooh, these are going to be stiff jump rings. I can see it now. Got to get a good grip. Surely that's not soldered. Is that soldered? Is that what it's going to be like today? Let me try my flat nose so I can get a better grip. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got it. I got it. Okay, now I'll speed it up. Okay, I got one loose. I'm going to save the jump rings, and I'm going to set the rest of it aside right now. Isn't that cool? Won't that make a beautiful pendant? There is a front and a back. The front side is raised just a little bit, and the back side is concave a little bit. So convex, concave. Is that how you say it? That's going to be my pendant. Don't know. I mean, I could just go ahead and attach the chain. That's one possibility. And I have a nice, simple pendant, although I don't think that chain is long enough to go around the neck. I don't think it is at all. It would be a choker, and that's not what I want. I tried this necklace on, and the pendant is actually too long, but I can see this going together. I mean, you know, your upcycles don't have to be time-consuming. They don't have to be difficult. It can be just a simple change that you make to make the jewelry your own. Now this is going to be tough to open up this little jump ring. I don't even know if I can find the cut in the jump ring. This is what I need. Let's switch over here. I've got this other little tool I found in my stash the other day. I'm not sure that I have the cut in the jump ring. If you don't have good lighting when you're making jewelry, I highly recommend good lighting. But with that said, it can cause quite a bit of glare. I'm just going to cut that jump ring. Whoop. One side separated. Thing is, I'm not getting in very far with my tool. I'm trying to do this right on the end. There, I got it. I did find the toggle clasp on here quite small. I can see it has 3 different rings to use. I am trading one pendant for another. So I was saying that this one was too long, so might need to shorten up the whole necklace. And I'm just going to give this a slightly better polish now that I have it separated. And this is just a jewelry polishing cloth. You can pick these up anywhere. I do need still some tiny jump rings to attach this. I know that the ones I took off are too large, so let me think about this for a second. Getting into my stash of little jump rings. This is just a tea light holder that I keep some of the jump rings and small components in. Ones that I've taken off other necklaces. I don't know if this will go through here or not. Maybe I should have saved that jump ring. Okay, got it. Close it up. Think about the front. The goal with this first upcycle is just to show you that you don't have to do a lot to completely transform a necklace into something else, to transform a necklace into a style that you like better than what it was originally. Now this jump ring is a little out of whack here. Got a little misshapen, but a few presses and it's good to go. Look at that. I took the part that I love the most, Art Deco component is what I should be saying, just one of these, and made this beautiful little pendant. Just imagine how many necklaces you could make with this, or even earrings if you like large earrings. So many things that could be done. Now, I do feel that I need to shorten this up a little bit. Tell you what, I'm going to go try it on again, and I'll be right back. I love it. I absolutely love it. I do want to remove this original tag because when this ends up in my estate sale someday, hope that's not anytime soon. Oh no, they connected these two. Oh, they connected this chain with the tag. Uh-oh. Someday I'd like to have Avante jewelry tags. I've been kind of checking into it, but I'm going to have to connect that back because I was surprised to find out that that was held together with that. I tried it on and I have to tell you, I absolutely love it. And I love this. I love the fact that I have 3 different options for the toggle clasp. I'm not going to change anything else about this. I'm going to wear it just like it is. It's beautiful. It has an Art Deco pendant and this beautiful pattern here. Almost like a combination of Victorian and Art Deco. I love it. Now, am I going to make some earrings? I think I will make some earrings because some of these have 2 dangles to the side. And as you see, for a pendant, I guess, yes, you know, you want 3, or you could just have 1. Could just have 1 dangle here. Doesn't need 2. So I'm going to make a very simple pair of earrings just by taking a couple of these. Well, you know the deal. I've got to find the jump ring and remove these, so I'll fast forward. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And keep watching. There's more. Okay, I've got these removed, and I need some ear wires. Although we could most certainly make earrings out of this piece right here, that's a little bit large for me. Personally, I just don't wear really large earrings. So I'm going to work with these 2 little, take one of the jump rings, put it through the loop, and put it through here. These are very tiny. Okay, they do have a front and back, so I'm going to turn this one around. I'm going to do that just by changing the ear wire so that they're facing opposite directions. So here's the simplest option, right? Just doing a single. But I could do 2. I could take another one off and I could have 2 dangles. Let's just do it. Takes a little patience to find the cut in the jump ring. And I don't know, remember these have a front and back. I don't know if this will fit through here and still dangle. Might need a larger jump ring. It kind of layers it in the front. I could use a slightly larger jump ring because it seems to be, it's hard to show you. I think I have my earring display downstairs. It's kind of going a little cattywampus, so I'm going to need a larger jump ring. And that's okay, I have some larger ones. So let's try these. Some 6mm jump rings. It's not quite as long or as large as having another one of these for the earrings. I think these are doable. I'll try them. When you're making earrings, try them on and decide if you want them on the longer or shorter side. Everyone has their own preference. So let's take a look at this. Get everything out of the way here. Combination of Art Deco and modern Victorian, if you will. Cute pair of earrings. I might even be able to go a little bit smaller with that jump ring. We'll see. I might adjust that. But here's our first upcycle. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love it. And the takeaway is we only used 2 necklaces to make this. Who knew, right? I mean, yes, I still have this pendant that I could use, but it's simple elegance. I most certainly am going to wear this. All right, let's upcycle something else. We have the chain from this, and we have this part from the other necklace where I had to throw away the chain because it wasn't in very good condition. Let's take a look here. We have just one this size, and the rest of them are all the same size. So let's take it apart right here. Saving the jump ring. Not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. We could just simply take this and shorten this necklace up. I think that's a little too short though. Might need to add some more. And I'm not sure that it's changing it up enough. Let's take this apart right here, because I'm not sure what I was going to say. We could what? We could what, Vicki? Tell us, what can we do? If you have something like this in your bead stash, or find something like this, we could take and put 3 here. Whoops, that's not 3. Can't count. We could put 3 here, and we could put the larger one here and reconfigure it to a shorter necklace. That's one possibility. And we could even make earrings with some of these. Or anything else we can do? What if we turn that? Is there any way to bring those together? Is there any way to put a dangle on here? Decisions. Or do we bring in something new? We have this beautiful pendant here. It's a lot prettier than this. Is it the right shade? First of all, let's take the chain off of here. It's kind of a distraction. We could upcycle this chain. We could. What if we did something like that? I'm actually not liking it. This has a lot of texture and it is brighter. You know, we did set these aside, but it's an idea. I'm going to look at my bead stash and see if I can find something else. Be right back. I found this and it has some nice chain on it. And this is just a maybe. I'm looking at this rose, this metal cutout rose, as being a nice contrast to the geometric shapes, these hammered, textured, slightly oval shapes. And I even like the chain. The chain is pretty decent too. Oh, it has 2 lobster clasps. There you go. We had that on something else the other day. Take a look at it without the chain. Oh, I got to take the lobster clasp off to remove it, or just open up the jump ring. That's the simplest thing to do. Open the jump ring. Take the chain off. It's kind of unexpected, isn't it, to have this little rose here? And I kind of like that, honestly. But the question is chain. I have a lot more of this chain that came off of the rose than I do this chain. So what if, let's go ahead and get some of this chain here. Got an idea. Let's move some of this out of the way. I've got an idea. Let's see if this is going to work. Close your jump ring really well. Make sure it's closed. Give it a pinch. And let's put a little bit of chain through the jump ring. Because as you see, I need a way to connect these. And I'm thinking if I put a little bit of chain here, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. And let's bring back in some jump rings. I'm wondering if I can use these. Yeah, let's use those jump rings. Oop, I need 2 the same size. Let's bring in a couple of jump rings. Upcycle some jump rings. Attach the chain so I can get a hold of the link. Let's attach it right here. But we don't need it that long. I mean, we could, but that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking just kind of a little bit, you know, just a little bit of chain goes a long way here. Do I want to count links? I don't know if I want to count links. I guess I need to, this is just going to slide on here. I don't have it through a link. That might be a good thing. 11. I think I'm going to separate it here. Just an experiment. Take another one of these little jump rings that I'm upcycling. Pick up the link in the chain, the last link, and attach it here. And yes, these have a front and back. So keep that in mind of your components, you know, front versus back. So now we've attached the rose and it's going to float here on the chain. Let's set this chain aside and let's work in this chain, the same chain that we have the rose floating on. Again, a couple little jump rings. Attach this. Close it up, give it a pinch. It's starting to look like a necklace, isn't it? Now we just need to decide how long we want it to be. And when you're measuring the length of a necklace, you go down to the lowest part of the chain, but the inside part. So if I want this to be an 18-inch necklace, but we want to allow for a clasp. Let's just go with 8.5, and I need to have enough chain to be able to come back down. So I'm not making this a super long necklace. In fact, I'm going to go to 8 plus the clasp, and I'm going to disconnect it about here, about at 8 inches. Just looking for cut in the jump ring. Removing the chain that we don't need. Let's go ahead and close that up because I'm going to attach the lobster clasp with a jump ring. So I'm going to close this up. Give it a pinch. We're going to upcycle the lobster clasp. I don't think I need a jump ring as large as what was on it. Let's attach the lobster clasp. Now let's measure out the same amount of chain. So let's start with attaching it, the last link of the chain, attaching it here. And then let's just measure it by putting these side by side. Let's check the length again. Okay, see, it's already adding on because of the clasp. So it should end up being about a 17-inch necklace when I'm done, but I'll add extension chain to it. But first of all, I know what we can do. Let's take this larger jump ring and let's add that, just lining these up and adding that jump ring right here. And right here happens to be across from this small jump ring. I'm going to allow extension chain, but I'm not going to leave it like it is. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to get rid of just one link and then open up the jump ring and reattach it. We want the extension chain to be its own separate extension. See what I mean? Like this. And let's go with 3 inches. 3 inches past the jump ring and separate it again. Here's our full extension. So look what we've done here. We started out with this, a contemporary geometric necklace, and we added this rose that floats on the chain, and we could use a smaller jump ring here. We could. It doesn't have to be this large. I'm not sure. Let me try. Let me see if I like a smaller one. See if it still floats or if it gets caught anywhere. Might be too tight. You don't want it to get caught. No, it still floats. It's okay. I think I like that better. The jump ring just needs closed up a little better. And to do that, you just get a hold of each side and you wiggle it just a little bit and push it together and give it a pinch. And it's good. Oh my gosh, there we go. I'm going to ask you to vote at the end of the video. This is necklace number 2. Do we need some earrings to go with it? Well, you could wear just gold hoops. Or we could take 2 of these since we have so many. Oh, it's got a hole at both ends. It's got a hole at both ends. Let's go ahead with a couple of ear wires and go ahead and attach that. Close it up. Still have the hole at the bottom to contend with. Let's make another one. Close it up. What are we going to put at the end? We have some of this chain that matches. We do. And we have some jump rings. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I don't have any other rose components. But what if we measure out about 1 inch of chain? And what if we take a jump ring and just pick it up? I don't know how many links I have here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means at the 5th one, thereabouts, we take and insert a jump ring, put it through here. And we just add a little bit of chain there. And 3 pieces might be better, but let's go with what we have here right now, counting out 9 links. Taking this one apart, using 2 head pins to straighten it out, and then finding the 5th one. I still think that 3 pieces of chain would look nicer, so I'm going to count out 5, take it apart at the 6th one. The reason I count out 5 is because one of them is going to go into the jump ring. I'm taking it apart at the 6th one. You might do it differently. and that's okay. I'm going to open up the jump ring, add this, so that we have 3. I just think 3 looks better. I know, I've got all these extra little jump rings here. Okay, let's do the same thing, but this time, let's go ahead and open the jump ring. It's almost always more than one way to do the same thing. Let's attach the chain, the last length of the chain. It's closed, and then count. I'm counting 4 links dangling and then separate it. It's a little bit hard to show you on camera because it's such a dainty chain. But here we go. We have another necklace, upcycle. Has a floating rose pendant, some earrings that have the same chain with a little dangle. And that's our necklace set number 2, if you'd like to vote. Keep watching here and we'll take a closer look at each of these so that you can vote between necklace and earring set number 1 and number 2. I am holding on to the first one, but you'll find a link for the rose necklace and earrings below the video in our eBay store, Avante Avenue. Keep watching here. We'll take a closer look and be sure to vote. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you give these ideas a try. My videos are about inspiration to inspire you to get into your own bead stash and see what you can design. I'm going to save these components for a future video because these all require bead stringing. So look for that and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Vicki, and I'll see you in the next video.